Well, thank you for joining us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kyle Corvus Crow, joined by Joshua Fekes Quest, as we are elated to make our debut in the NAUSL. Here, casting a little bit of siege action tonight. We got Iowa State University coming up against the National Autonomous University of Mexico.
I'm very excited for this one. I mean, ISU, they're actually a really good team, one of the top teams in their region. With that being said, though, National Autonomous University of Mexico, which will probably shorten to UNAM from now on, it is a little bit of a mouthful. They are struggling. They're coming in as underdogs, want to prove that they have a place in the postseason here today against ISU. Now, with that being said, fun fact about this one, actually, it's the first team from Mexico I've ever actually casted. Normally it's the United States, normally it's Canada. Haven't actually casted anything from Mexico yet.
Absolutely not. And while we will be referring to them as UNAM throughout the majority of this broadcast, again, that is the National Autonomous University of Mexico, or in Espanol, Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México. Just wanted to throw that bone out there to them. I was never going to say that again because I will not be able to remember it.
I was thinking about trying that, but I didn't want to risk it. So props on to you for that one. But we are going to get into game number one. We are going on a bomb. This is going to be Bank as the first map. I believe we already ran through the bands. Those were done. Yeah, those were done beforehand. It was Border, Coastline, Clubhouse, and Consulate. Consulate and Coastline banned out by UNAM. Border and Clubhouse banned out by ISU.
And so, of course, Bank was the decision of UNAM. That is their map pick that they want to come in and play. Means Iowa State gets first side selection, and they've opted to defend first here. Now, UNAM coming out with the early Lion ban. No real surprises there. No one likes to see that coming in too early. We'll see what the next one does come out as the clock's ticking away there. It's a matter of patience, maybe discussion. It's always fun to see at a collegiate level things in the meta, who's done their homework, who's brushed up on other teams, or if you're just going to go for strength of operator when banning. But it will be the Jackal locked away.
And that is the fun thing about a collegiate meta, and this goes across any esport, is that you have the pro league meta of any sort of esport, but you come down to collegiate and you find yourself in a more comfortable position with niche picks. You do have a light understanding of the, well, I won't say light understanding of the meta, a light following of the meta, and then you just kind of go back to what you're most comfortable on. I've seen that multiple times in multiple esports. Siege, been watching these games leading up to this one. It's not really that much different, as we do see Lion and Jackal, like you said, banned out by UNAM. ISU is going to be banning out that Mira. Going to be taking away that one from the from the defending side. Sorry about that. From the defending side, not going to have those mirrors to look through and those death holes to make, or murder holes, I think they're actually called in Siege. Sorry about that. Again, the first time casting Siege, I have to get used to these specific terms. That is so fun. But not going to have those murder holes coming out with the Mira. Last ban going to be the Clash coming out, and that's one of the newest operators in Siege.
Yeah, I mean, it's all relatively, especially with the Lion in context. I mean, these are two bands that are, very meta shifting and something they just want to get right off, out, and away as quickly as they can. We start to see those picks fill up. Of course, over on the blue side, that is UNAM, is ISU. Thankfully, sharing their lovely names with us over on the orange side of things, just making sure that we are all ready to rock and roll there. The Jaeger, the Rook, Frost, and Doc and Alibi will be your starting defending roster over for the side of ISU. Up on UNAM, it is Hibana, Twitch, Doke, Buck, and Zofia ready to rock and roll. Oh, no, they're still changing now. Sorry.
I still got a little bit of time, 10 seconds to where it's actually solidly locked in. Not everyone is going to be picking. They might switch it up a little bit here. Hibana, though, I think that is necessary over on the attacking side because you do want some sort of hard breach coming out, but they're going to switch over the Twitch to the IQ, as I think Twitch was banned, if I recall from the chat beforehand. Twitch may be banned out from this game, but either way, they're going to switch that over to the IQ, get an idea of where all of the electronics are. And I'm actually being told that it's actually not Twitch that itself a ban, just the elite skin. Sorry about that. But either way, not gonna have a Twitch in this game. Gonna switch it over to the IQ.
No problem there. They are ready to just keep rolling on all the same. UNAM, of course, very well aware. Bomb A locked down on their radars there. They will know exactly what to push and how. Now it just becomes a question of figuring out the opponent's composition, getting a good idea for what you're up against and how you want to breach. That clock is just ticking down to the final seconds here. And we'll see what the setup from ISU that they want to go with first, because they obviously opted to defend first. That was their decision. They knew that they wanted to be able to come in, get an early start, find that first round on defense. We'll see whether or not it's something that they can actually pull off here. Rysel, trick shot, all just slowly playing around this one. Some early entry shots from Buck, just trying to make sure it's all well and good and they can get the right push that they're looking for here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to make their way onto the rooftop, see if they can get any of the peak shots. That is one of the advantages of being an attacker, is that you do have those ACOGs to work with, but on the other side, they do have Doc and Rook over on the defending side. So those two as well, one of the some of the few defenders that actually do have ACOGs can do peaks with, as a defender, something you normally can't do, but you're going to have that height advantage if you're on the roof. I don't think they're going to be seeing too many members, though, on the defending side here. Everyone's just staying put, not going to allow themselves to be peeked out in that area.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, actually, to see a Doc coming out, because we know that a lot of high-level play, people don't really love the Doc. They usually believe, actually, the Valk can get spotted out there. They will take that one out and away. Says, you have no secrets from us, so obviously know then over on the side of ISU that there are quite a few angry operators on the roof ready to come down and just cause havoc. About 90 seconds left, so expect this to be a bit of an explosive round from here on out. And I thought, Jaeger might have just seen him there, but it looks like he did not.
Yeah, we're not actually seeing Jaeger roam either. Jaeger is one of the, has one of the more, oh, hold on. Oh, getting a nice shot in there.
And that was the diffuser down as well, but it does trade his life back out for it. Both headshots just locking down the initial kills. So we'll see how each team responds to that, because that is the first punch, right? Hibana now, Eduardo getting ready to blast through these reinforced hatches. They definitely want to take the top-down approach. We've seen that thus far, just with their entrance from roof, but now doubling down on that still. And this may be troublesome for Doc. He's trying to watch the stairs. They may just bypass him altogether.
We see Hibana peeking around, going to drop down, going to just peek around the corner. This is, yeah, like you were talking about, this is one of the strategies, going to take out the hatches, get multiple access points into the rooms down below where the bombs are, and keep it, make it a little bit harder to defend because of those multiple access points. You can't cover everything all at once, especially when you have Hibana, the hard breacher there. That's going to cause trouble. And of course, let's not forget about Buck, a vertical player. The wooden floor, going to be able to shoot through that. Does have, I think he's taking frag grenades. I actually did not catch that one, but he is going to have quite an advantage as he already sees somebody down below inside the bomb room. Don't know if he's going to be able to catch him, but I think I got a couple shots on him possibly, but there goes somebody. I can't see who it is.
Oh, shot was, of course, Rook taken down there over on the side of ISU. And look at that now, UNAM down to their last player, and ISU just cleaning house very quickly at the end of that round. And the time was on their side. Started to think, okay, hey, there's a little bit of pressure coming out on UNAM. They have to act quickly. ISU did not flinch a bit. They were ready for it. They made it happen. They came in strong to win the round. We'll see now what they decide to swap up here on the side of their picks and so forth. Compositionally, they just want to run the same thing back, or hey, let's take a little bit more time, tweak this strategy, figure out what worked, what didn't, and what to come back to the table with here.
Buck and Hibana going to be prioritized, but again, still a couple seconds. They could switch it out, but it looks like that is going to be what it is. UNAM going to be taking the Hibana, Zofia, Ying, Buck, and the Blitz. Blitz is always an interesting one, considering how easy it is to get into the face and flash people. But on the other side, you're going to have Rook, Bandit, Valkyrie, Vigil, and it looks like a Maestro possibly, and actually IQ being switched out. I think I got the time wrong. Or I thought there were a lower amount of there was a lower amount of time there. But either way, IQ going to be switched and picked up for UNAM.
That was something they did last time too. I don't know if that was just a last-second decision both times or what's going on. But either way, ISU will pass the plates around, get ready to rock and roll here. We'll see how they do operate now with the Maestro on their side. Seeing if that's going to change up any of their strategy and exactly what. Vigil as well, something I'm curious to see what ISU is going to do with this operator in their hands and just how they're going to play this one out, considering the way last round went.
Yeah.
But, sticking to the core, otherwise they have the Rook. I don't think that's going to change at all throughout this map. They probably just want to stick to that. And 5 seconds left before not too much changed over on the side of the attacking UNAM. said, you know what, we feel like that strategy could have worked. We can try to refine it, play it a little better, and maybe just clean up some of the earlier breaches and so forth to make sure we get a little bit more time on this.
As we see that speaking of time, it is time to attack. As UNAM, they are looking for an entry point here. Going to see what they decided to go with. Roof was a popular pick last time. They do have a Valkyrie on the defending side once again from Iowa, so they're going to have to look out for one of those Valkyrie cams because having the information is so important in this game. There was a little bit of a change to the cameras and how much emphasis is put onto that. I think it was right before Grim Sky. Believe that's what I believe, if I got my facts straight here. But either way, there's a lot of emphasis put on just intel and intelligence. That's why you have Valkyrie. That's why I have Maestro able to throw out multiple cameras and get way more information before they even get before UNAM even get inside the building.
That's actually a fantastic point, combining the likes of Valk and Maestro just to say, hey, we want everything we can get, but look at that Vigil. Shatter just tears down the opposing. I think that was Blitz he just took out. Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
No chance that he's going to be able to use that then. That's a very big part of this composition now from the side of UNAM. You want Blitz as an operator you can really be the first one in on the charge with, and that was taken away. But Trackshot does turn it back around, finding another kill there for themselves. So 4-4 even. This is exactly how last round started out, but ISU clips out another. I believe that was Shatter who just found himself the kill. So that's 2 for the Vigil this round, ready to keep rocking and rolling. As he found Hibana as well. So these breaching tools pretty much down to Buck at this point if they want to do anything too crazy.
Yeah, that's a soft breach. Remember, that's not going to be the hatches. But the hatches were already blown by Hibana. As you can see, Zofia looking through them. So mission accomplished as far as that is concerned for Hibana. Of course, you don't want to be down a member, and you still want those hard breaches whenever you're coming down. And if they have any sort of reinforcements outside after you get into the hatch, but it looks like they're going to have to survive without that one. As Rook is still alive, Buck he's making his way over. There's so much peeking going on right now. They're not going to advance. They only have 40 seconds. They're not going to rush this though. No, okay.
Shatter finding yet another one this round. He's responsible for all 3 deaths over on the side of UNAM thus far. We'll see if he can keep that up. But just like that, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Not advantageous for UNAM when they are, of course, so far down. So just track shot here on this Zofia. 19 seconds left to make something happen. To make the impossible happen. And yeah, it's just not gonna work out. That was the ACOG peak coming out now from Yugzi, I want to say that's pronounced. And, you know, just perfectly played. Look at that. Nice shot coming through to lock it all up. And that puts ISU at a really cushy 2-round lead here.
Yeah, they're looking very comfortable. This is why they're doing so well in their division, and why they're able to show, or why actually I think they're 3rd in the division. Yeah, they're the Gamma division it's called. They are 3rd right now, showing why they're only below Northeastern and University of Ontario, but it's all tied up for that 1st place. So technically they're only in 3rd place by default, but they're technically tied for 1st. So showing why they're tied, showing that they can possibly take it over, get to that 1st place spot. They want to go through UNAM as quick as possible to be able to do that, but we do have the 6th pick phase coming in, at least it says that on the screen, and Hibana, Zofia, IQ, Finka, and Doke being hovered over by UNAM, Echo, Vigil, Ella, Bandit, and Rook. Pretty still sticking with that Bandit, sticking with that Rook, and Vigil on the defending side.
Yeah, Shatter had such a round on Vigil, no surprises that he wants to stick to it there, and then it really seems like the Bandit and the Rook are the staple of these ISU comps, and they can just change up another couple operators with whatever they want to do. So this time it is, you know, the variety, the sprinkles on top. We got Ella, we got Echo. We'll see how they play those through and what kind of strategies they want to adapt with. Of course, now they're on the 2nd floor for the first time in this defensive phase, and we'll see how that changes the way that UNAM really want to breach this, because they've been vertical heavy before. Now it's a bit riskier to play vertical heavy onto the 2nd floor, right? Coming in from the roof. You've got to be careful with the way that you really want to approach that. So we'll see what they opt to do. Just denying as much sight right now as they can over on the side of ISU. Of course, reinforcing all the relevant walls there. No surprises in the way that they played that one out. And the onus is yet again on UNAM here. They got to make a breach, and they got to make it this round.
Yeah, Habana is so pivotal here. Like you said, they're on the second floor. It means they're not going to have the hatches to go through. Hatches can be destroyed relatively easily without any sort of, I guess, caution having to be used. You see it on the floor. You know it's gonna. You know it's gonna be there. You're not gonna be worried about having to be shot as the explosion happens, or anyone peeking around the corner. Normally, whenever you're blowing up a hatch right above the bombs. This time around, though, if you're gonna use the Habana to blow up walls, you have to be within the vicinity of the bomb, which is where the vicinity within the vicinity of Iowa State University and their defenders. So you have to be a little bit more careful at breaching the walls this time if you're the Habana.
Well, speaking of more careful, actually, you can tell this is a much slower pace.
Yeah.
Very much akin to the first breach that they did, which honestly ended up costing them too much time last time around in the first round of this game. We'll see if they find a happy medium here, because I like the pace that they're playing this one out at. I like that they're not getting too panicked, too rushed in, but we'll see if they can turn that into a win. They do find the first kill onto Echo there. That's going to be pretty big, making sure he does not have any drop on them. No fun drone antics this round.
Yeah, that was with the cell phone hack too. They were able to spot out where they were from the vibrating phone. And actually, hold on, got a little bit of action here. UNAM's holding up their own here.
Yeah, actually, pretty rough stuff there over on the side of ISU, just losing out the gun duel. And I want to say that was the bandit that we saw firing off in that one, so he's not going to be able to make that one play through. Time around, only 60 seconds left, but it's a 42 advantage over now on the side of UNAM. They have the diffuser. We'll see if they're running in, ready to rock and roll with this. It is going to be Doak trying to make the entrance here. Sophia as well, just jumping in. Vigil under the table. He knows he's got to be careful the way he plays this one out. And of course, Ella as well. We'll see what Shatter can do here. He is,
speaking of Ella,
yeah, dinged up there, and it's going to mean his head gets torn right off.
Yeah, the second floor advantage working very well for UNAM, but Iowa State looking to even it up 3 versus 2 right now. They're still trying to defend as much as possible, and they're doing a great job, but Echo is so low, has to be careful.
Oh, they brought it to an even keel, and an even keel, it stays the 1v1. About 15 seconds left on the clock. How are they going to play this one out? Their health bars are
so low.
Stiff breeze would blow either of these operators over at this point. And it is going to be Trackshot trying to get in, but no, just by the skin of his teeth. It is Echo coming through to win the round. Kamiteru, I want to say, I hope that's correct. Saving the round for his team there and putting them up 3-0. That's going to be a pretty big deal for them now.
That was an incredibly close round that could have went into UNAM's favor. It looked like it was going to, but nice last stand by Iowa State University. That Ella concussion blast coming in pretty clutch at the end there, along with Echo with that headshot. Both of them very low health. That was extremely close. We're going to see how UNAM can maybe extend this one. As it's 3-0 right now. Iowa State only needs one more before they go on to the next map, winning the first one. Let's see what they're able to pick up here.
Covering the Thermite there, interesting enough, if they wanted to change that up from the Hibana strat that they'd been running, Thermite has the potential to blow out a good bit more, make the breach entry a little stronger for themselves there. A potential sledge on the table as well, so that could be very interesting to see. And yeah, it looks like we're going to get that all the way through. So that's a big change up over on this side for UNAM. This is the most drastic shift in composition we've seen out of them. They have the Finka again. I want to say they just hovered it last time. They may have selected it, and that slipped by me, but I believe this is the first we're seeing from them this time around. So this is a must-win at this point, because they're going to get defense before too long here, but they really, really, really would like to have this round, if nothing else, going into that.
Yeah, they want to be able to bring this one into somewhat of a game, but ISU, they're looking so good right now. Even, again, when they're on the back foot last round, they still were able to pull it out, even with a very low health Echo. That's what was really surprising, because I believe Zofia had more health than the Echo, so that is something that is very telling, how cool and calm and collected that ISU can play, even on the back foot there. And a kill already!
Yeah, no, ready to just rip off, and it's a pair of trades coming out. Trackshot trying to get the shots down he needs this time, but detected doesn't matter. Gonna hop right back in, and a little bit of a cheeky start, all things considered, but I gotta say, I actually feel like that goes over into the favor of UNAM just a little bit. They did lose Eduardo, and he's been one of their better players, more consistent.
It's a hard breacher, too.
Yeah, this time through. This is the Thermite, of course, the operator that he was playing, so they don't want to obviously have to deal with the ramifications of that ISU. Probably feeling pretty good about that one, but it's a long round, and now just droning in, trying to take their time. They know they have to play this one a little slower now that Thermite is not in their corner, and look at that. It's the headshot locking right on through. Rook will gladly take that one. Says, thank you very much. We'll see you later. Don't try that door again.
Before they even get to the objective, they are down 2 members. UNAM need to be very cautious here. They still have to contend with Valkyrie cams. They even have ISU even has a dock, so any damage that was taken is going to be healed up. I believe Alibi, Alibi I think is the only one that might be damaged on the side of ISU, and that's not going to do a huge amount of favors for you if you're UNAM. You need to take somebody's take down one of the operators at this point for ISU. That was actually technically that's a typo even in verbiage because the I is right next to the O. Don't blame me on that one. Anyway, there is the.
We'll allow it.
Thank you. Yeah, there's the cell phone hack going out, going to be giving away the locations of Iowa here, as it's just a lot of slow play from UNAM. They don't have much of a choice but to play it a little bit slower now.
Yeah. Just under a minute left on the clock here. Trying to see what they can make happen. Sledge going to be integral for just that top-down play, but Rysel here has to be careful coming down the stairs, and that's not the right situation you want to find yourself in if you are Sledge. The health bar is low.
Gosh.
Now it's a 2v4. Make that a 1v4 as it all falls on the strong shoulders of Sledge. Can he make this one happen? The answer is no. Defenders will take round 4. That means ISU. 4 clean, quick rounds. Zachman finds the kill this time around. That defensive ACOG so strong. He's making a case for it just now.
Yeah, that's one of those huge advantages of playing the Doc, playing the Rook, and again, playing the Maestro is having that ACOG on defense. Not many operators get that on defense, and it is so huge, able to contend with those peak kills, or the peak trades, and just being able to anticipate where the enemy is going to come and be able to line up a shot easy enough with the ACOG. You don't have to risk the distance because you have that magnified scope to be able to compensate. So that's why you're seeing Doc, that's why you're seeing Rook, besides, of course, the utility they bring. Rook, very handy for any team, no matter what meta it is, does have those sweaters, able to put those on, take a couple more shots when they're not headshots, and that is so pivotal, as you can see, just every now and then. Yeah, I don't remember if Echo had one in a couple rounds back, but these shots are every shot is so pivotal, especially again when it's not the headshot. That Rook Fest really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And having a Doc on the team, too, if it's not a headshot, you got to be now thinking, okay, well, look, did all the work we just do now go to waste? But look at that, a little bit of a change-up coming around this time with the smoke. We'll be seeing him for the first time. I always like to see this operator just coming out of the woodwork. So we'll see now what they want to make happen. I believe that's Kamateru. Again, if I'm butchering that name, please let me know a little later on. He's going to be running that one through. See how he does play on this smoke, because it's been aggressive thus far. Valkyrie, nothing too wild swapping up there. It's really, the Doc and the smoke, I think, are the big storylines for this particular run. Yugzi, see how he does with all of that. And curious to see now Eduardo back onto that Hibana. Didn't pan out with a Thermite. I wonder if switching away from it's really the best decision, because it seems like they had a plan, hey, maybe this is going to work out for us. And then his death was just kind of an unfortunate circumstance of the round itself, right? It wasn't because he picked Thermite that anything went inherently wrong there. So we'll see what they can pull out of this one. Ain't broke, don't fix it. They say they will go back to just the tried and true Hibana. It's been integral in all their breaches thus far, even if the kills aren't holding up.
Well, Hibana does make sense. I mean, it is more of a risk to run Thermite, because if you want a hard breach, you have to get up close. Hibana can do it from far away. Of course, you have to be in line of sight to be able to set off her bombs, but that's usually not a problem. So Hibana is just an overall safer pick, in my opinion, than the Thermite. And it was curious to see them switch it up, but yeah, tried and true. Go back to the Hibana. A little bit better pick for you, as we do see UNAM trying to close in here. as the bomb is going to be in the basement this time around. I believe this is the second time we've seen it in the basement, so they have the hatches to work with to drop down if they want to.
Yeah, and they're really not even going for this tunnel play, which is a little surprising.
No.
They just want to stay all the way top down in their play. Very vertical, not really risking the traditional tunnel in through the back. So we'll see what that does net them. They're playing very slowly, and they're stacking up on each other pretty well, too, is a point that I want to make this time around. They've been very spread out traditionally. This round, they're locked together. They're saying, if one of us is going to die, you better damn well believe it's a trade.
Yeah, very much so, and that's something that's been working. Well, I can't say working for UNAM because they're 0-4 right now, but it's something that they've been doing pretty consistently. Is trying to trade with ISU, and it's working for the first couple times, but ISU adapts and then is able to get a clean kill for themselves without trading. So this is something that they need to work on. But like you said, whenever they're grouping, they do that best. But when someone falls, that means they have less chance to trade in the future. We see this happening, and it's not.
Oh, caught in the reload!
Oh!
Zachman, the banditry did not work out this time, and that will cost him his life. Eduardo's there with the backup, ready to rock and roll. Valk now holding that C4 explosive, the nitro cell, ready to rock and roll with it. But that's going to be Hibana bursting through this hat. They will have direct access to a bomb should they wish to drop in on it. It's going to give away a lot of their position, and Yugsy is ready for it, actually. He finds, I believe that was Ricel, just cleared him right out, so there will be no more joking around with this dope this round. And now, looks, you can see ISU getting a little bit aggressive here, ready to play up the stairs, but is it his downfall? Eduardo says it just might be as he finds the first kill there, cleaning us back up to 3v3 UNAM. Eyes on bomb A, and look at this, what a nice top down through the hatch. It's going to be
UNAM might do it.
They might be able to find this one. 3 seconds left. Do you have the time? 2v2. That's 0 seconds and just out of time. They started holding F, but it was not enough. And the defenders will take their 5th round in a row.
That one hurts. That one hurts. Ying was in the bomb room, able to secure it, keep it clear for the planter to come in. Died midway, did not have enough time to be able to plant it, because you have to take it a little bit slower whenever your comrade falls inside the room, because then you have no eyes in there. So that was very, very, I guess, rushed play. They could have come in a little bit closer together, but in the end, Ying does fall. And now we are going to see ISU on attack and UNAM on defense. Let's see if they can do a little bit better on the defense. So running that standard comp of the Bandit, the Valkyrie, with the Jaeger being switched in there, but we're also seeing Legion and Echo. Legion, I don't think we've seen thus far. Maybe one time from ISU.
Covered. Yeah, I don't think they actually locked that in. I think they traded off that pretty quickly. They're going to bring this one in. Trackshot's going to say he's going to make a play for it, and just like that, the sledge pop right back in at the very end. It'll be ISU's choice. So Sledge and Ash, very destructive to the walls. Hibana as well, just to get through what they need to. And Oak and Maverick just to add a little bit of chaos in the competition.
Well, Maverick is really good for going against anybody like Bandit, or anyone that can, even, I guess, mute. You're not seeing a mute here, but anyone that can shut down electronics, because Maverick doesn't have that option to shut down. He can just put a little peek hole that can't. It's also very hard to hear that blowtorch. Every now and then, if you're close enough, you can hear it. But if you're far away, at the other end of the room, you just have to visually look and see if Maverick is putting a hole into the wall. Because again, there's no real defense for it besides outright shooting him. You can't shut down his blowtorch with a Bandit battery.
So with all that in mind, the last 3 minutes potentially coming down if ISU were to take this one out and away. I believe it's the first 6. So we'll see what they can do with this. 3 shots coming in from Kamataru there. Just trying to make sure that it's a clean entrance. Yugsy already in. Zachman as well. It's a faster race to the inside from ISU. They're not playing as many games. Oh, are you kidding me? Look at that.
Oh my God.
Unaware. Shatter. Not sure how he pulled that one off, and I'm really not sure how over on the side of UNAM they weren't expecting that. We'll speculate on that one a little later, because there's still just so much going down. It's a 2v2. and almost pulling that one out, but yet again, Rysel left to do it, and ISU cleaned it up at the very end. The 2v2 turns into the 2v0. The GGs come down as Yugzi was just on fire this round, getting all the kills and locking this one up in a flawless victory, because ISU will take map number 1.
There's so much you want to talk about while that was happening, but there was so fast on the trigger there. ISU just destroyed. They took some they took some deaths for it, but able to come out on top in the first map against UNAM. So we're actually going to move on to, I believe it's Oregon now.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one I believe. I think UNAM picked up. Yeah, they picked up. Did they pick up Oregon or did they pick up Bank? No, they picked Bank.
It's very important to touch on, that this was UNAM's map pick, Bank, that they wanted to rock and roll with. Means Oregon is the remaining map pick for Iowa State. It's what they wanted to play. It was either that or Villa. So, their pool, their choices was not extraordinarily high. It was very binary.
Right.
Would you like this or the other? But with that, does mean, of course, that UNAM gets to decide what side they want to start on. They as well elected to defend off the rip, so we'll see whether or not it's some magic on the defense or if Iowa State's raw aggression can just push them through to take this one away. It is, of course, TDM Bomb still rocking and rolling with those multiple points. Big games out of Yugzi and Shatter, those two guys in particular, finding a lot of frags for their team.
Yeah, the entirety of ISU is just impressive in general. It really is a team thing. Even if you take a death, you're still doing something for your team by pointing out where the enemy is, making sure that your ally is able to pick them off. Because with the caliber of play that ISU is playing at, they can do that. They can rely on each other. It's like, hey, if you go on first, get a kill, great. If you fall, I'll know exactly where they are, and I'll pick them off immediately after. Really good teamwork by ISU coming out and absolutely just sweeping UNAM in the first map. But getting to Oregon now, we're going to go with the bomb once again, and it's just going to be a banning phase coming out from UNAM here.
Yeah, we'll see if anything in that first game tips them off to some stuff they might want to have banned out. UNAM with the first ban here, and it's going to be pretty important, all things considered. You wonder if they'd look at it and say, okay, hey, Iowa State was just running us on defense with this, that, the other. But keep in mind, they ban their attacking operator. It's just Jackal. They're going for strength there. They don't want to have to deal with him. No surprises there. And the flipping of sides, too, means even when they do ban a defensive operator, that's something that may have been fantastic on the side of Iowa State. It's still not going to come into effect until those 5 rounds are up and expired already. So if Iowa State takes the early advantage and lead, they may only be hurting themselves with the bans on the side of UNAM. But Maverick is taken away. Iowa State say, hey, we don't want to see this one coming through on the attacking side, even if it means they got to play the first 5 potential rounds without it. We'll see what comes of this defending ban here. And they're going to say no to Legion.
Yeah, one of the things that, of course, we saw that how fast ISU played on the offense going into round 6 last map, I should say. Legion would kind of put a damper in that, as they would keep them from absolutely rushing like they did. So they want to go and take that one off the map, make sure that they can get in as quick as possible. And of course, you still have a concussion blast of Ella, and they're taking Valkyrie away. UNAM is. I actually really like that, because Valkyrie is so pivotal for both of these teams to be able to get as much vision as possible and intel whenever the enemy team is coming in. And taking that Valkyrie away is going to reduce that. Now, you still have Echo, you still have Maestro as well, but Valkyrie with the 3 cams, that's way better than the 2 of Maestro and Echo. But you can see they're more than likely going to be picked up anyways to compensate.
We'll see what they do opt to go for here. Potential Castle coming out. Don't want to talk about that too soon, but I always love to see Castle.
Yeah, you like Castle.
He's actually one of my favorite operators to play on defense here. If I'm not playing Mirror, it's Castle. So
I love it in ranked whenever he blocks me in and I die. Because I can't get out from a corner or from like a room.
Well, if you tear it down, it gets put back into his inventory at least. So don't feel too bad. Just don't blow it up. Just calmly. With your crowbar, take it down like you normally would, traditional barrier.
Bless him.
Yeah, you can move right along. So they're going for the kids, the second floor kids room here. We'll see.
Yes, they are.
What does come of all of that. Yeah, they like altitude on the side of UNAM. You can tell that at least. That
it almost worked out for them in the, I think, the map that they chose, the second floor in the, at the bank. It worked out pretty well for him. I think it was just that it came down between that. I think that was the game where it came, the round where it came down between the low health Sophia and the low health Echo, and that was just a standoff. I believe that was the one. Maybe mistaken now, thinking about it. But either way, you're right. They do like that high altitude. Does seem to favor them thus far, and they're going to see if they can keep it going. As like you said, they did take the castle. So I'm interested to see how they're going to utilize that one as they create that line of sight between rooms. It is easy on this map because almost everything is made of the breakable wood. Create a lot of different pathways on this map.
Well, no surprises here. ISU is opting to take the thermite. There'll be a lot of reinforced walls here. They got to blow out those castle barricades pretty early on into the breach, and so that's one thing I'm going to be very curious to see how it does pan out, because they have the ADS in there as well over on the side of UNAM. They're taking a little bit of harassment coming out there. I believe that was from the Glass, but either way.
Yeah, and remember, Glass can actually shoot through those.
Oh,
oh my God.
As we're talking about it, right? Track shot gets trick shot there a little bit, at least from a distance. Zachman, not too flashy, but consistent shots, just making life hell for the side of UNAM. And there is the Lions. Can't keep my Lion. Was banned out last time around. They're going to make a play for it this time. And does he find the kill? It's going to be Shatter. And the answer is yes. Fool Jokes goes down for that one. It's already a 3v5. Can he find a second one? The answer, of course, yes. A third. And he's just wreaking havoc through this. Can they find that? Oh my goodness. He will finally go down. But look at that. That is so much blood on just Shatter's hands alone. And now Mao has to hold this one out. Gets meleeed at the end of it. The gun, not even the final tool of destruction. And good Lord, if that's what ISU can do with just one strong member, they leave the other four alive. They'll make that sacrifice play every single round.
And you're seeing why Lion was banned last game, because, I mean, the thing is that now ISU is mostly on the offense right now. They know how well they can use that Lion, because once he uses his utility, his tracker, that means that unless UNAM wants to be spotted out, they have to stay in their same spot. They have to stay still. And when you're ISU, you more than likely know where all the hiding spots are for UNAM. That means you can essentially pre-fire as you're going in and kill before UNAM even has a chance to come in to retaliate. Sorry about that. To retaliate. So very nicely played with the Lion. He threw that down, threw out his tracker, and immediately went in, knowing that there was going to be somebody around the corner and he couldn't move, so he just pre-fired and took him out, and then went on a spree after that.
So ISU sticking with the Glass here, even though they know it's going to be in the basement.
Attackers need to locate
we'll see whether or not that's something that's going to be useful for them. Interesting to see how Glass. I'm not exactly aware of the strategy that you want to really take as Glass coming into this basement, but if this round is anything like last one, I'm sure that Zachman will show us.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I mean, you do have a long corridor there, and you still have your smoke that you can rely on to be able to... I mean, even if you throw the smoke inside the room and just peek with your sniper rifle, you can do that. It's not really ideal, but you can still do that. But that being said, though, UNAM does have a Mira, so they do have a little bit of like a few points that they can see coming into their... see ISU coming into their rooms here, as the hatches are being reinforced right now. There's a Hibana on the side and a Thermite actually on the side of ISU, so they want to go for 2 hard breachers, make sure that nobody will deny them any sort of breach whatsoever. Let's see how they're able to use that one, because that is another thing you can do with Glass, is throw a smoke grenade down into a hatch, and then sort of try to pick somebody off with your sniper rifle there. It's a little bit narrow of an angle, but it can happen.
See how they do want to play it out. No castle this time coming around on the side of UNAM, but look at that Ricel already clipped clean out of there. No smoking zone is what they say here. I believe that's actually mute. Never mind.
Yeah, that is. Either way, they do have smoke. They do have smoke, so they do probably want to make it a no smoking zone in general, because that'll mean that they're taking out smoke. But we see a Thermite Thermiting in, and this is another advantage here, is that the floor, mostly wood, So you can take advantage of Glaz in that way too. And you actually see him on the second floor, peeking down through 2 levels, something that UNAM may not expect.
We'll see whether or not it's something that he opts to go for here. There's the Lion to make it happen. The breach is on in. Shatter finds the first one. Will he get the second? The answer, of course, is yes. This man is on the warpath, and it's already, again, a 1v5. No one even down yet on the side of ISU, but Thermite does give up the ghost just to make him feel fine. Eduardo here, back against the wall. He's found 2, but he's got to find 3 more. There's the smoke, and here's where things get really hairy. Zachman with the Glass had that one in his back pocket all along, said, "You're going to hide out in the corner? That's fine. I can see you all the same." Actually, did he use he didn't use a special scope.
I don't think he used a special scope. I think he just fired on that one. But that is, you're wondering how a Glaz is used in the basement. There you go. He just goes to the basement and shoots people.
Yeah, they all work out. So that is, of course, 2 early rounds over to the side of Iowa State yet again. In this series, they're sitting at a comfortable 8-0. Of course, they did sweep the first map 6-0. This on track to do the same. We'll see if there can be anything on the side of UNAM that could break this momentum, slow things down enough, and just let them catch their breath long enough to decide what they want to do in these next coming rounds, because keep in mind they opted to defend first. This is where they think they're going to get the most rounds, so if they have to go on attacking, it could potentially be a very short game with that 1 round left. They definitely want to find some here before it all goes topsy-turvy.
With the way ISU is playing, it may be another quick 6 maps here. Or, I'm sorry, 6 rounds here, especially with how much Shattered is just popping off right now. That guy is insane on the Lion, going back to that as well. And again, they're bringing the Thermite, they're bringing the Hibana, and the Glaz. They're switching up for the Twitch this time around. But Twitch is a very high damage operator. I think they're just going to keep sticking to this sort of team comp until UNAM are able to break it, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to at this point. But they're back in the basement, by the way. There's something to note as well.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's just a heavy breach, and then Lion just seems to be quintessential now for the side of ISU. Yeah. They can get in from multiple angles. They have the Thermite, they have the Hibana as well, so you can just get through either type of reinforced walls there. Lion can do his magic and just create map-wide chaos. We've seen it these first 2 rounds, and I imagine we'll see it again this time. They like to play so fast, too. That's one thing that's really separating these 2 teams, is the amount of speed that ISU likes to play with that we really don't see coming out as much from UNAM. They're a very reserved team. They're reserved in their breaches. Yeah, they're reserved in their defending, and Iowa State's taking full advantage of it. Already have kill onto Fool's Jokes there. He's not going to be able to get too farther into this one. Now Yugsy getting ready with the breach on that Thermite. They're going to blow it through. He's standing right there ready to make the shots, but no one on the other side. Zachman with the Glass trying to come in, ready to just play it up close and personal, and does just that with the headshot. Pumps one right through his skull. Now we'll see whether Eduardo and company can hold this one through. Track shot. Keeping an eye on things. He knows that they're in the general vicinity, but the answer, or the question rather, is what is he going to do about it? It still seems to be just heating up over on the side of ISU. Twitch coming through, ready to make the early shots. Nothing on the Evil Eye, but does actually find it in the triumph there. Eduardo on this mirror back against the wall through the hatch. Yeah, definitely has to be careful.
Maestro, the trick shot, he is going. Oh, Glaz almost got. I thought he was going to hit somebody here, but it looks like there is more forces in the bot side. There's 2 kills down.
Just chugging on through, and there is number 3. Attackers win round 3, and Iowa State keeps this siege machine rolling. They are just on fire when they breach together. There's a lot of coordination. There's a lot of speed, and they're just breaking the ankles of UNAM on the other side of things. So we'll see. Now only 3 rounds to cinch. 2 more over on this side for attacking, and then they get to swap back over to defense. The Clash potentially being covered. That's another operator that was banned out last game.
Yeah, we have
actually Iowa State that banned Clash. They didn't want to see it, so we'll see if they do pick that one up, or if this goes well back into the hands. Or we'll see if they can deal with it rather, or if this turns some momentum back in the hands now of UNAM.
I don't think we're gonna see a fuse. ISU, they are hovering a fuse.
Let's do it.
It's very I guess situational pick.
We're seeing it. That's happening.
It's 3 seconds here. I guess they're going. All right, yeah, we're gonna see a fuse. We're gonna take away the lion and place for a fuse. Actually, Shattered played the fuse. I think Shattered is playing Sophia, I believe, this time around.
That is correct.
But we're still sticking with the 2 hard. No, actually, only 1 hard breach. That being the thermite and the glass. Capiteo being substituted in. That was where Twitch was last time. And yeah, Sophia and the fuse. Very interested to see the fuse play into this one. Like I said, very situational, but ISU, they're feeling comfortable with it.
Yeah, we'll see it come out. And this is, of course, keep in mind, the first time that we don't have a lion over on the side of ISU since the start of this game. They've been ready to punish it kind of to the max there with this last couple of drafts. And this is the first time they're going to give UNAM a little bit of respite on that one. See whether or not it does work out for them. As Sophia is obviously what Shatter's going to switch on over to there. And also the Capitao, we'll see how that one does pan out for him. Still glass.
Yeah, still glass, still doing the glass thing, gonna snipe from afar. Of course, that's what you do. It's so hard to be able to, you can't match glass for distance. That's his gimmick, that's his thing. Have that sniper rifle, so I'm going to take advantage of that long distance on this map where you can peek through the second floor that we already see. A little bit of, oh, there's actually the Clash. So Clash already has eyes on the side of OSU. Just up to them if they can go stay alive as Bandit gets taken down. He's down but not out.
Right, yeah, they do potentially have the ability to get him up here. We'll see whether or not they can collapse and capitalize over on the side of ISU, and they're going to find that one out.
There he is.
No problem, Bandit takes one down. Brought to the swift justice of the law, and look at that, 3v5 already as they find yet another one.
That was with the Capiteo, the fire dart, fire arrow, I should say, as well. So that's one of the advantages of playing a Capiteo into a Clash, is that shield doesn't really pose much of a threat when you can just set the room on fire around him.
Ooh, and things are just going from bad to worse now for UNAM. Down to the last operator. Why is it always Eduardo with his back against the wall in these situations? He is the anchor point, always left on site, and usually means it's up to him to have to deal with 4 to 5 angry attackers at any given point. ISU say they don't need the Lion to win rounds this time and push us to the 5th round, the final one on this side. Let's see now what they do elect for. Do they want to punish the Lion one more time, or are they trying to give a bit of a break over now to UNAM here?
Oh, we saw even without the Lion, they did just fine. The Fuse, I don't think Fuse even used his gadget at all.
I didn't see it.
I don't think he had time. I don't think there was really a reason to use it either, but we're going to see Fuse hovered over once again. Ying, Finka. Finka's an interesting one. I really enjoy Finka for just the overall team dynamic that Finka offers. The one thing about that is that Finka doesn't really do much for herself. Like, you have Fuse who can obviously has that's the gadget to pretty much explode an entire room. Ying obviously going to be able to flash an entire room as well. Zofia playing with the vertical game along with the soft breaches, and of course Capiteo does have smoke grenades, or smoke arrows along with the fire arrows. Zofia has the little punch button where you can just enhance your entire team, but it doesn't really do much specifically to net you a kill, unless you can sort of say that kill is due to the Zofia adrenaline boost. It's kind of a hazy line, but it does give you that extra 20 health. It does get you from down but not out status, only with 20 health though, not the 50 whenever you get brought up. And again, it's kind of hard to determine whether it's individual skill or Zofia a stat boost that actually helps your ally get the kill. So a little bit of a hazy spot for her, but regardless, overall team utility still fantastic from Finka. Sorry about that.
So with that, I think too we got to consider who's playing the Finka. It is Yugzi. He's one of the kind of in the same vein as Shadow. There, just loves to get in and play fast. One of the faster players on this team for what we've seen thus far.
Oh my god.
Another kill taken off early. The Ying as well for Zachman. He's been playing Glaz all game long. It's the first time he's off that operator in this match, so we'll see what he can do with that. But look at that. There's the defense. He gets taken out the second. Hey, maybe Glaz is a good luck charm, right? And look, this is the first time a man advantage has been actually present over on the side of UNAM. The cruiser's down, which means trap shot here has a pretty good idea of what he's getting himself into. It's 4v2.
Oh my gosh.
4v1, and look at that. They made
UNAM gonna do it.
Yeah, Yugzi on the Finka. He's full health. He's going to pop the adrenaline as well, running on into this one. But you know, part of their shock and awe strategy is pressure from all sides. Right now, they can only have pressure from Yugsy. This should be a shoe-in round for UNAM. They'll be the first one. Yeah, I say should be. It would be the first win that they would have in this entire series of games, because they got 6-0'd on the first map. They've been 4-0 thus far. That's 10 rounds in a row that ISU found on them. They're looking to make it 11. See if they can, because a minute and a half left, roughly, on the clock there, and not afraid of making some noise here. You know, Yugsy's ready to rock and roll. Looks the wrong way.
Oh, UNAM got one.
UNAM, they will put a score on the board, and that merits saying their full name. That is the first round to the National Autonomous University of Mexico, formerly the Royal and Pontifical University of Mexico, established in 1551. That is old.
That is extremely old. You said they changed their name after 300 years. Don't know why, but seems to be working out for them because they've had 200 years to train under the National Autonomous University of Mexico, and here we are. They have one game to their name now, so maybe it might be a comeback. Who knows? Some, you know, ISU probably don't want to call it a comeback, but they are very excited. Or at least I should say, I'm excited to see that UNAM actually have one game, or one round, I should say, to their name right now. We're gonna see if they can do it again. They're gonna bring the, they're gonna go on the attacking side this time around. Capiteo, Zofia, Ying, Buck, and Doke being hovered over. Gonna see if they can bring the pain to the Clash Bandit, Smoke, Kyvera, and Mute of ISU.
Clash Bandicoot over on the side of ISU. Thought that was what you were about to say.
Nope.
Well, okay. Clash Ban out last game. We'll see now what they you know, make of it over on the side of ISU, because they certainly didn't get to play it last round. This will be the first time all series that they've had the opportunity. And it's going to be Kamateru there picking that one up for himself. Shatter's going to be on that Bandit, and got the Smoke Mute combo with, you know, feeling pretty confident because they've got to the Cav there for Zach Man. Been playing those really annoying operators all night long.
Yes, he has been, and Cav definitely annoying. Going to be roaming, more than likely able to just try to be as much of a nuisance before UNAM get into the basement area here. As we see reinforcements going down, Shock, not Shock, sorry, Clash, just chilling over next to the stairs, going to be able to get that shield into a nice narrow choke point, make it hard for UNAM to even get through that area if they decide to go that way. We're going to see where they go, as there are no hard breachers on the side of UNAM. Let's keep that in mind. They have Buck for a vertical game here, along with Zofia. They have Doke and Ying and Capiteo. No hard breachers, so they're feeling confident being able to just throw out raw power and utility here.
Ouch, Eduardo sniffed that one out instantaneously. Zach Man thought he had a nice line of sight on things, but was absolutely blasted out. And that's going to feel pretty good, getting rid of the Cav so early on. Means you get a little bit more bandwidth in your breaching strategy. You're not as worried about the quintessential roamer roaming up behind you or getting it in a spot of trouble there. So we'll see now how this does affect the play of UNAM, because ISU probably going to feel the need to just sit back and play very defensively, anchor down on their points. Capital on the side. UNAM trying to find that early breach. And Shatter, aggressive little boarding up of the window there, putting himself in harm's way, but not too bad now. Got to be careful. That Clash already down to, you know, a very significant amount of lost health. So this vertical strategy on the aggression side from, on the attacking side, sorry, from UNAM seems to be working well enough thus far.
And, you know, part of this makes me, so we've cast a collegiate for quite a while. We know the, we're seeing Clash being downed right there because they had lower than 50 health, so that way picking them up is going to get them more than 50, or that 50 health back, which is more than what they had before. As we see Zofia peeking around the corner here, may pick up somebody.
Bomb located by
Catshot wants to find it. Bomb is, of course, officially located, and look at that. It's the pressure coming up, but it was not the right decision. Shatter does go down here. One of the best fraggers on the side of ISU. Got to be careful now for the rest of this one. They can't just wait for UNAM to come to them. They've got 60 seconds left on the clock, and, you know, we've actually seen the clock be a bit of a point of frustration for UNAM in the past. They did lose that one round of time on attacking side, but see what they all make of it. Another kill, 5 versus 2, and UNAM really coming alive at this point in the game, but are you kidding me?
God.
He's gonna find 2. At least it's down to a 3v1. UNAM still now only have to find Kenja here. but can he clutch this one out? There's the first kill that he needs. The smoke is down. Are they planting the diffuser? It looks like it's dropped. They're going to try to get back in for it, but could be trouble. Kenja with the smoke can really just play some time games. 25 seconds left on this clock.
That is the beautiful thing about smoke, is that you're able to play the chess game and make sure the enemy diverse themselves, but it's not going to matter. UNAM able to pick up the kill onto smoke. And this is something I wanted to talk about beforehand. We've casted collegiate games for so long, and ISU have looked almost flawless this entire time. And I'm wondering if maybe they're just letting cockiness get to them a little bit and not playing as serious as they should be, unless UNAM is just getting that much better as they go. But to lose 2 in a row, ISU, they've completely clean swept the first map. We're on track to clean sweep this one, and now they've lost 2 in a row. And I wonder how much of that is cockiness over just outright being outplayed.
Yeah, it's something too that, momentum is such a big deal in esports in general.
Yeah.
Especially compared to, say, a lot of traditional sports. But then you have the discussion of momentum in Siege, and it's like, well, okay, what do you do with this game that, well, okay, it's round-based, but it's not as if the past round affects the next one, and say something like a CSGO, and it's not just one clean game of something like a MOBA that you would be used to seeing. So the momentum that a team can build, there's so many more opportunities for just a full stop right there, right? So obviously you never just want to let off the gas pedal there. In a situation like ISU, that mental momentum, something would be very big for themselves, I'm sure. But giving a little bit back now to UNAM, you gotta wonder, can ISU reset? Can they just make a clean slate of things, say, hey, we got 2 more rounds to win, we're going to be on defense for all of them, let's lock this down. Keep in mind, they've only lost 1 round on defense. The other round they lost was when they were attacking.
Yeah.
So as far as rounds to learn from, they've only got the 1 in their back pocket as far as what their enemy might do again this round. We'll see how they prep for it. They're still in the basement. They're still forcing a lot of that vertical play to come down now from the side of UNAM, and we'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah, as we see the operators getting on the map now, we're seeing again no hard breach coming out from UNAM, but it worked out last time from them, and I don't want to take anything away from them. This might just be UNAM improving, adapting to ISU and saying, hey, we got your number now, and the most they can do right now is tie it. They can't get any points from themselves, but they can definitely deny ISU that extra point and just tie the game overall with taking the map number 2. So we're 2-4. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. UNAM, they are looking good, but ISU, they still want to be able to shut this one out as they're bringing the dock this time. I don't think they had. I don't actually remember if they had dock last time or not, but they're bringing the smoke once again as well. And I think that smoke would have worked out in their favor if it just had a little bit better placement. We already see a kill coming out this time. It's ISU picking up the kill with the Kyvera.
Yeah, Shatter there says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And playing the Cav a little bit more defensively this time, does get in a good position, find the right pick, and just lock things down on that side, of course. Now just trying to get through. How are you going to continue to play this? Because they should have a pretty good idea of where Shatter is just with this cell phone been going off a couple times. He's just daring Rysel to get in there and try to fight him, right?
There's a shotgun.
We'll see if that's the case. The window getting plinked out just a little bit, and there it is. That's going to hurt. The flash grenade not going to be easily avoided in that situation, and boom, they trapped him. So, Shatter, he dared him to come find him. They said, we'll do just that. At least this time he has a kill to show for it, and look at that. Yugsy getting a kill, finding the diffuser as well. That's going to be huge now for the side of ISU. It's really going to put a lot of burden onto the shoulders of UNAM.
Yeah, 2-1. Kyvera down. That was a nice use of Ying to pick up the Kyvera, the Shattered. I said Shattered is the player, not the Shattered, but either way, nice use of the gadget of Ying. You either face the flashes or have to face away. Either way, you're immobile. And now ISU, sorry, I just wanted to finish that sentence, but they didn't. Well, they just want to finish the round. So ISU able to pick off 3 members of UNAM so quickly here.
That's really where ISU just shines, is when they can get a lot of speed, pressure, and pacing behind them, build up a little bit of that round momentum, because it just works so well. They got the shock and awe factor that just continues to catch UNAM on the back foot there. This time, a little bit of a return to form there. See what I would say a more traditional round, just based off of what we've seen this particular evening. Now they only have one more necessary to close it out, put a win in the books for them, and call it a night, all before 10:30 if they can play their cards right here. Of course, that is 10:30 Eastern time, which I don't believe either of these teams would be on.
I don't know. It's a cool 7 p.m. for me, so I have plenty of time for for Call of Duty Black Ops after this one. So very excited about that one. But regardless, I am excited for this round, this match point round. It's a possible last round we're gonna see because ISU, they just need one more before they take map 2, both maps all together for the night, and they're bringing the Rook and the Mute. And I didn't actually get to see everyone else there as we actually load into the game. The Mute, the Maestro, Bandit, and
Mira, yeah.
Yeah, Mira. I don't think we saw Mira last in a couple of rounds, actually.
I don't think we've seen it from ISU yet. We've seen a lot of Eduardo played it.
Yes.
Most chances he got there, especially when they were in basement. This time around, it's going to be ISU electing for it on the top floor.
It's the first time we've seen ISU on the top floor, actually.
Yeah, pretty standard reinforcements coming on. This last time, actually, when we saw UNAM on it, they opted to bring the castle in to reinforce those 2 windows in the kids' bedroom. This time, not going to be the case, but not bringing the Blaz either on the side of UNAM here. They do have the Lion, so I'm interested to see how that one plays out. Lion and Zofia, usually we've seen either or just coming out from these teams. I believe the Lion player has been the Zofia player, just so he can't play both at once type deal. But we'll see how this all does affect the composition. The Thatcher Thermite as well. They know that they can just get in wherever they need. No Thermite, actually, as Eduardo's taken down off the peak. And that one, Shatter, finding himself a very aggressive play to make sure that there will be no kill coming in from that Thermite this time around. That's going to really slow down. Eduardo, too, is, seems to fill the role of team captain from what I can tell here. So that's got to be a really bad way to start the match point.
Not to mention, you take out your hard breacher, or your hard breacher goes down, that you have to change up your entire strategy after that, because now you have to work around these the reinforced walls of the enemy, and that's exactly what ISU wants, because the more you can predict where the enemy goes, where UNAM goes, the easier it is to peek them, kill them, do whatever you need to. As we see Rook taking advantage of that ACOG, trying to get some long-range shots here, trying to keep UNAM from entering the house as long as possible, run down this clock. And we see Lion's gadget coming in, motion tracker in place. Nobody gonna pay for it though.
I couldn't see any, I don't know what information they got off of that, but certainly no kills, and that's something that, in contrast, ISU have been really panning out very well. Every time they pop that Lion, it seemed like they got a kill coming off for it, so now, look at this. It's a 3v5, 3v4, 3v3 as bodies are just dropping all down these stairs. Everybody is coming to the bloodbath here, and so it's Zofia, Doke, and Thatcher left. Scratch Thatcher off of that one. Scratch Zofia solely down now to Rysel here. Can he make this one happen? Doke is not the last operator you want to have left standing, especially pushing into a Mira here, a smoke here. It's going to be a lot of trouble on him.
Yeah, this is looking bad. Match point for ISU to take this one out, and they are going to not get that one. That is going to be ISU's map number 2 going to them, and they get the both maps. That means they get the points for themselves.
GG's coming down. ISU take it 12 rounds to 2 overall on the board here. ISU will pat themselves on the back, feel pretty good about that one. Shatter with the MVP this time around. No surprises there. Was the same case last time, as this guy really did just put on a clinic for his team. Really kind of up the ante. Yugsy as well. We talked about these two being the aggressive, the fraggers. You can see it on the scoreboard there. 11 kills each. I mean, goodness. They were ready to play.
Yeah, ISU, again, they're showing why they were tied. I think they're actually technically in first place now in the, I think it's the Gamma Division. I think they're technically first place in the Gamma Division. I don't think University of Ontario or Northeastern University have played their games to be able to have the chance to tie up ISU, but they were tied for first. Now they're officially in first with that win over UNAM, showing why they are, again, in that position in this in their division.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether or not they can hold on to that as things do unfold a little further. Of course, that is going to do it for us tonight. We want to, of course, give big thanks to ISU and UNAM for joining us, playing on stream here. Good run from both of these guys. Did really showcase the strengths of ISU and UNAM. This has got to be one of those games you walk away from saying, hey, you know what? We played a pretty good team. These are all the learning experiences we can take from that. And, the good news is they'll have some film, some footage to review. So for the Mexican team here, down but not out, I believe is the storyline of tonight.
Yeah, no, that's essentially it. I mean, you never want to consider yourself completely out. It's always a competition, and you can always improve throughout the season. I've seen so many teams go from great to not so great, and then back to great. So it's gonna be interesting for UNAM.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure of all the implications there, just because it is, I believe 3 weeks left in the regular season, or this is one of those 3 weeks. It may just be 2 after this. Not exactly sure how that's all going to pan out, but we will, of course, update when we know and have some confirmation on that one for sure. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us tonight for what has been, our very first Siege cast together, or ever for that matter. My name is Kyle Corvus-Crowe. I've been joined by Joshua Fekes-Quest. We've been elated to spend this time with you, and we could not be happier that you chose it to spend with us as well. Again, huge thanks to UNAM and Iowa State, but I believe that's going to do it for us over here. Unless there's any more closing thoughts from your end, Fekes.
That is all from me. Just follow us on Twitter. I am at Fekes. This is at Corvus Casting. Thank you very much. I love constructive feedback because, again, it's our first time here. And definitely hope it's not our last time. I love Siege. I want to be a part of this community and be here for the best in the best form I can for you. So definitely give me some constructive criticism, or if you just want to call me a name on Twitter, go for it. Just follow me while you do it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.